in a complete like brain fart moment, I have nothing to play my TBR game with. I'm not explaining it very well, unfortunately. Only get away with in a Christmas book. Hello, I'm Beth Joey and welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, welcome. This is the channel where I paint my face, turn my camera on and talk about some books. So as you guys will know, if you watch my November TBR game, I'm actually planning on changing up my TBR game going into the new year. I'll have a new one in January, which meant that this was going to be the last time I ever did Snakes and Ladders TBR. Unfortunately, in a complete like brain fart moment, I threw away my Snakes and Ladders TBR board, my prompt cards, everything that I need for that game. I have nothing to play my TBR game with. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna sort of semi-introduce my new TBR game for January by showing you an element of it completely on purpose, and that's just gonna have to be the TBR game that we play. So as part of my TBR game for next year, I have these prompt cards. It kind of operates similarly to my TBR game in that way, but there are other cards that I have which are gonna be the sort of more chaotic element of this game. We're gonna use these to pick my TBR for December. I'm just gonna be picking my usual 5 books. So let's just start with card number 1. So it's gonna be my most anticipated read. So for this game next year, I'm definitely gonna be setting timers for a lot of these prompts, but this time I'm not going to. So my most anticipated read at the moment is Bloodmarked by Tracy Dion. This has just come out. It is the second book in the Legendborn series by this author, and I am so excited for it. I've heard people reading it, loving it, and I cannot wait to jump on that train. As for what it's about, it follows a girl named Brie Matthews who kind of joins this like early acceptance program for a college with her bestie, and she gets brought into this secret society that's definitely based off of like King Arthur legends and everything, only to find out that it's more real than she ever thought it was, and she gets brought into magic, both Arthurian magic and then her own sort of ancestral magic, and a sort of battle raging on campus that she never even knew existed. And it is an absolutely fascinating story. I'm not explaining it very well, but I'm so excited to get into the sequel, Bloodmarked, and I'm very keen to pick it up this month. Card number 2 is going to be pick a book from my self-destruct TBR. So I've got the list in front of me. The books on this TBR that I haven't read are Not a Happy Family by Shari Lapina, The Night Circus by Erin Morgenstern, Serpent and Dove by Shelby Mahurin, Malibu Rising by Taylor Jenkins Reid, All the Stars and Teeth by Adeline Grace, Kiss My Cupcake by Helena Hunting, and The Lies of Locke Lamora by Scott Lynch. There's quite a few of these books that I'm actually not interested in reading at all, but let's pick one. So the book that I've decided to pick is The Night Circus by Erin Morgenstern, and that's because this book has been on so many TBRs. It is about time I finally picked it up and actually read it. I don't really know a lot of what this story is about. I just know that I've had it for forever and I need to read it. On the back it says the circus arrives without warning, no announcements preceded, it's simply there when yesterday it was not, which gives me real like creepy, eerie, mysterious vibes. I know there's like a star-crossed lovers situation between the two main characters where they're competing for some sort of position in the circus, which I'm intrigued by. So this is going to be book number 2, and I'm hoping the next 3 books are going to be really short because already we've got 2 chunky books. My next prompt is going to be pick a book I haven't thought about in forever. So the 3rd book on this list is going to be Inner Holidays by Christina Lauren. As I said, I haven't thought about this book since last Christmas, but I do want to read it this Christmas as part of like a Christmas themed vlog that I'm doing. And I just love how with Christmas books, you can put in elements that are really cheesy and fantastical and make no sense. In this one, it's very much like a Groundhog Day sort of thing. So there's a girl by the name of Maylin Jones. She's living with her parents, hates her job. She goes on a holiday with her family, and it's going to be the last Christmas that she has in this particular location. It's her favorite place in the world, and as she's leaving, she sends up a prayer to the universe to just show her what will make her happy. Then she wakes up the next day and the whole holiday has started all over again. She is back on the plane heading to the snowy cabin, and she has to figure out how she's gonna get out of this time loop, and I assume there is a guy related to this story in some way. She gets true love under the mistletoe. Like, that is what I want from this book, and I'm super excited to read it. My 4th prompt is going to be random letter generator. Pick a book that starts with that letter. Okay, so let's get a random letter generator up on my phone and pick a book. Okay, we've got W. That's actually really convenient because there's a Christmas book that starts with W, no lie. I'm gonna go grab that book. Okay, so random letter generator gave me the letter W, and I picked Window Shopping by Tessa Bailey, which I'm already planning to read this Christmas. This is great. And as for what this book is about, I have to read you the poem on the back because I love it. I think it's a great way to tell, to tell a blurb of what the story is about. And it's, again, another one of those things that you could only get away with in a Christmas book. 2 weeks before Christmas and all through Manhattan, shop windows are decorated in red and green satin. I'm standing alone in front of the famous Vivant department store when a charming man named Aiden asks my opinion of the decor. It's a tragedy in tinsel, I say, unable to lie. He asks for a better idea with a twinkle in his eye. Did I know he owned the place? No, he put me on the spot. Now I'm working for that man, trying to ignore that he's hot. But as a down-on-her-luck girl with a difficult past, I know an opportunity when I see one, and I have to make it last. I'll put my heart and soul into dressing this holiday windows. I'll work without stopping, and when we lose the battle with temptation, I'll try and remember I'm just window shopping. I love the blurb and how that's written. Unfortunately, not a huge fan of Tessa Bailey, but this is the last book that I own by her, so I'll read this and then probably never pick up anything by her ever again. And the last prompt card, number 5, is a TBR vet. This is perfect because I have owned this book for more than a year and it's another one of my Christmas books. This book has been on my TBR since last Christmas, and that for me counts as a TBR vet because it's longer than a year. And that is The Holiday Swap by Maggie Knox. This I know was read a lot last Christmas, and so I bought it with the anticipation or with the plan of reading it the following Christmas, and that's what I'm gonna do. So as what this is about, it follows these twin sisters. One of them is a chef and she's on this cooking show, and then she gets into an accident and she loses her sense of taste, sense of smell, all these sorts of things. Obviously very inconvenient for a cooking show person. So she decides to do something she's not done with her sister in a really long time, which is swap places. Her sister is obviously really keen on this because she is struggling in her hometown, trying to hold together the family bakery, deal with an ex that just can't get the message that it's over, and so she is super keen to do this twin swap, only to find a really sort of Christmassy issue, which is that there is a guy for each of the girls. There's a firefighter named Jake Greenman and a gorgeous physician assistant named Miguel Rodriguez. They're thrown into the mix, and these girls obviously are completely lying about their identity, which I assume is going to be the conflict. So these girls have to, oh, here you go, there's the question at the end. Will the twins' identity swap be a recipe for disaster, or does it have all the right ingredients for getting their lives back on track? So again, super excited to read this. It's another reasonably short book, so I've got 2 chunkers and 3 short ones. So these are the 5 books on my TBR for December. I'm sorry that this video wasn't as fun as my usual TBR game, but unfortunately I threw that away. So this is just what we're going to be reading, and I guess you just got a fun little sneak peek into what my TBR game for next year is going to be. As always, let me know in the comments down below if you've read any of these books, loved them, hated them. I love to know your thoughts and recommendations. They really help me prioritize these books, as well as just what you're reading at the moment. If you're loving it, if you're not loving it, come and chat to me in the comments down below. I really love talking to you guys, and I do my best to reply to every single comment, and honestly, you guys give the best recommendations. Some of the books you've recommended me I've really loved, and I really hope that you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please do let me know by liking, subscribing, and hitting that notification bell all down below. It is a super easy way to help my channel grow, and I will see you lovely people in my next video. Bye!